Hi everybody, welcome to another video. Today we have our $85 Optiplex 3010 DT. So it was about 85 bucks and somebody requested this video. So I did add a couple upgrades to it, such as an SSD, and this thing has a low profile GT710, a DDR3 variant, so nothing fancy. We also have 16 gigabytes of RAM at 1600 megahertz. So the first test, I did do a 1280 by 720p. So FXAA is off, Vsync is off, and a lot of things are pretty much off. So video memory was 900 megabytes out of 2047 megabytes for the first test. So let's get to the test. In my opinion, the computer handled it pretty well, especially for this price of a machine. I would say I'd probably spend about 200 bucks total with the graphics card and everything. So pretty good. I mean, I even added an SSD to it. So for the first test, you're looking at 30s, 40s, and 50s in terms of FPS. And CPU usage was about 37. It did climb up to the 60s, but base speed is 3.2 gigahertz. GPU was 54%, so that is 54% of 2 gigabytes. I did confirm that. So RAM usage was a 5.5. If you have 8 gigabytes on this computer, you should be good. 12 to play it safe. You know, I prefer just going 16 because DDR3 is pretty cheap nowadays. You could totally find them used as well. You know, so we do have FPS. It did drop down below 30s a little bit at times, but overall, I think 720 is pretty good. Although I would prefer playing at 1080p if it was me, but you guys are gonna see the results of that soon enough. So you see it climbed up to 44, so pretty good. I didn't see any major frame drops or stuttering either. You know, I think if you run it on this computer, this thing, you know, can handle it pretty good. I mean, I did change the thermal paste on this computer. You know, I did use Best Buy thermal paste, but I didn't hear any fan spin. So that probably made a difference too. It is a pretty old machine. It's pretty beat up, but it still works like a champ. So the power supply on this Optiplex 3010 DT is 265 watts. So, but I'm still impressed. Still an awesome machine. I mean, if you're definitely doing like budget gaming, you know, this has got to be like a super budget gaming right here. Yeah, and I mean this computer does have like HDMI and a VGA out, and even a DisplayPort out too. But pretty awesome. So you're looking at 37 FPS. RAM usage is about 6.6. So if you had 8 gigabytes, you'd totally be fine with that. You know, but I'm thinking 12 is probably the best. 16 to be safe. You know, I would do 16 gigabytes if you didn't have a graphics card installed. So GPU usage is 85% out of 2 gigabytes. So, you know, the low profile, I know the low profile graphics card, the GT710, it's, you know, just a basic cheap graphics card just to give your system a little kick, and it worked perfectly fine. So the second test was a 1920 by 1080p. In my opinion, this is what I do recommend. Even though the FPS is gonna be a little bit lower than the 720p. So long shadows were off, high resolution shadows were pretty much off. And you can see that the RAM usage is still around 6 gigabytes. FPS is 21. I would say about 16 to 20-ish. So a little bit low, but in my opinion, I would not have noticed it too much. I mean, if you want more FPS, I'd go 720. The third test, I did do a kind of a weird test because I couldn't find a middle ground. I wanted to make sure like the entire screen was filled, and 1600 by 900 did not work out because there was like black tiling around the screen. It wasn't full screen. So, but 1080p though, you're looking at around 70% of the GPU usage. So pretty good still. CPU was all over the place. 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s, but I mean, to me, it still looks pretty smooth. Unless you're playing on like a really, really high like refresh rate monitor, but if you guys saw the settings earlier, I would only set it to 60 hertz. So I did plug it into an HDMI monitor, and I have to say it's pretty smooth. I mean, GTA 5 is a classic game. really popular, and people do request this game a lot for me to run the benchmark. But yeah, you're looking at 21 FPS right now. Yeah, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. To be honest, this system could totally compete with some of the newer computers out there. You know, because some of the newer computers now, I noticed they're more designed to be more energy efficient. You know, kind of like that HP that we recently got, like 180 watts. You know, this thing is like 265 watts. You know, for gaming computers, I think you definitely need more power. So even for this car chase scene, you can see that the RAM usage is just 40%. I mean, GPU is being worked a little bit, but in my opinion, even the CPU, you know, CPUs can handle this thing no problem. Yeah, those Intel i5s, they do such a great job. I mean, we even have an i7. We have a couple i7s that we could use to upgrade this thing, but I'm kind of saving them for a more powerful Optiplex. Boom, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, budget gaming. So, oh, this is kind of a weird one too. So I was trying to find a middle ground, but the best I could do was 1024 by 768 to make sure the entire screen was filled. So pretty much the same settings. FXAA is off. So if you notice the video memory, you're looking at 888 megabytes out of 2047. So not as intensive as the other two tests in terms of the GPU usage. So GPU usage is at 32%. RAM usage is at 30%, so that's even less. FPS, you're looking at the 30s, 40s, and 50s range once again. So instead of this, like I said, I do recommend either 720p, or if you don't mind a little bit of a lower FPS, I would go 1080p all the way. You know, it really depends on your monitor too. If you have like a super high monitor, super high refresh rate, I would probably have to change the settings, maybe play around with it. But other than that, you know, pretty good test. I do have Fortnite downloaded and ready to go. I am going to try to put out a few more videos today. So hopefully you guys don't get overwhelmed. But we have some requests, and some people plan to go computer shopping, and they are requesting some videos so that they can kind of see how it goes. So far so good though. So even this jet scene is about 47, 48, 49 FPS. Pretty good. Pretty good. But if you guys notice a little bit, the screen does look a little bit stretched. Yeah, not a bad video at all. But yeah, definitely you guys enjoy the footage. That's pretty much all I have to say about this video. I'm going to get working on the other videos here while I export this video file. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh yeah, thank you guys for watching. Take it easy.